let's talk about this story that has to do with forgiveness. When I say forgiveness is a virtue, people do not understand, and this is what I mean when I talk about forgiveness. It is a virtue. Now, this is a true life story. Disclaimer, I obtained permission to share this story, but for some security purposes and for privacy, I'm not going to disclose their names. But in absence of their real name, I'm going to be using she as the woman and he as the man. Then the children, I'm going to give their names as we proceed. Let's dive right into the story. So now, growing up, I grew up to live with a family. Should I say live per se? Like, we're close to the family while I was growing up back then, you know. Then this couple, they had about 11 kids together, of which 9 of the 11 kids are boys and just 2 are girls. Good. Then the of course they grew up and everybody went their separate ways to find their daily bread. Some of them became successful and some others, they are there, at least they're not begging for bread, they're not begging to eat. Yeah, so the 2 girls, they actually got married at the end of the day. They also have their own family. Now, this is where the whole thing got tricky. It was time for the men to start getting married because they all got married. Mind you, their mother went through thick and thin just to provide for them, to make sure they eat. At least this is what I saw. It's not even what I know. I'm not in their family, but this is what I saw while growing up, that the woman was always like, if they go everywhere, you go bush for night just to pick snail, you know, to make sure she put food on their table. You know, typical of those days when man would just the hammer, go just the fire, then the woman just the release. How the children want to even grow or go school, you know, concern them. As long as they've given you a portion of land to farm, they believe they've done everything for you and your kids, you know. And those days, people believe say that they born just to use them farm. I don't know. Like, it's as if those days they count their riches through how many children they have. So they got married. Like, as I was saying, let's not digress. The men, they started getting married. Guess what? The woman that labored for them, like the wives, I always say this, you have to enable character for it to sustain. This is what I always tell to people. I always say to people, but people do not understand. My statement is quite deep. If you do not accommodate some characters or some ways that people treat you, it's not going to be sustainable. Good. Now, they got married, and at the end of the day, just one of the wives did not have any like confrontation with their mother-in-law. Like, they ganged up. It's not as if they were living together. Not be say they stay together, but for some weird reason, they just started saying, "Oh, the woman, which is their mother-in-law, now this, now that, now winch, now this, now that." They just started saying all manner of things. Even they fight the woman, they beat her, and she was getting so old, coupled with the fact that she has labored so, like, she did hard labor while she was still very young. She became really weak and she couldn't really do so many things, and she aged really fast. It's not easy when person do labor, hard labor when you're young. Now old age, your body will tell her. You get what I mean? Then at the end of the day, the woman fell sick and she bye. That was the end. Now, this is it. That same woman that they all neglected, they are now saying that, oh, when they called me, one of the woman's many children called me and said, oh, see. Of course, I still kept in contact with them. You get it? One of them tell me, say, oh, they want to do very massive burial for the woman. I said, okay. And one of the grand pikin, which is one of the son, daughter, when I see they talk to, they call me auntie. That one tell me, say, auntie, we want to do burial. You go support. Now I say, not auntie, even myself, I lost my own mother-in-law. I don't call anybody for anything. I see them more. So what am I trying to say is, the only thing I did, I'm close to one of the wife. When the woman did alive, I tell the woman, say, make peace. Make peace. Why am I saying this? Now when the woman don't go, the woman just go like a few days ago. Now when the woman don't go, they want to do big burial. They want to do massive burial. Eh? When the woman was alive, the wives could not forgive. Of course, the boys, they tried to like say, oh, my mother is my mother, but at the end of the day, they were fed up at some point. Because it got to a point that they had to choose between their wives, which is their immediate family now, or their mother. It got to that point. I understand. I know what you're thinking. Say, all the wives gang up against her. That means the woman not good. No. May God not let bad thing happen to you. May God not let people wear you garments when it not be your own. You will understand this thing called life. If the woman are wench, now you born your, now the same wench now you born man when you claim say you love. Why can't you love her? If she not fly meet you, you have your own kids. Not be say she block you, make you not born. You born. The 11 children, as I speak to you, now only one never build us. All of them, they live for their own houses. Only one, I never build us. The one when never build us and the one when one of the girls when they husband house. Now they never build us. But with my thought, when their mama that when they talk, they say they don't buy land and they are molding blocks. But now they never build. So all the children they are alive. You don't use anyone to buy head. No one buy. You all are living in your own houses. So what is that thing? You have your own kids, you get boy, you get girl. What is that thing that she has done that you cannot really lay a finger on? Because if me ask them, say what did she do? They don't they see talk. They'll say the woman they talk. When someone is old, all she wants is attention. They start to behave like kids. But why am I saying this? Now that she's gone, that they regret. I asked the woman that I was close to. I tell you now, say I did close to one of the wives. I had to ask her, I say, now when she don't go, what's next? How do you feel? Now she say, oh, I feel so bad. She's saying she felt so bad. That's what she's saying. She felt so bad. I wish you know. I for listening to you. I say, yeah, I don't know no be statement to a very wrong thing to talk. Unfortunately, she don't go. Person when be your problem, don't go. Let's hope that you see all the peace that you've been looking for. Now that she's gone, all the peace when you not see all these years, I hope see you will see her now. Exactly what I told her. She couldn't say a word. Why am I saying this? Now that we are still breathing, we are still counted among the living. Let's learn how to live in love, in unity and in peace. I'm not saying that if you see where the hurt, may you go stay. Oh, that's not what I mean. I'm not saying where you are not celebrated, you should stay there. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about forgiveness. Forgiveness. You know, I'm not saying any reason why I will fight my mother-in-law. Why? I marry his son, I say I love his son. Then the same love when I love his son. Why I not free extend that same love to this person that actually gave birth to my own husband that I said I love? What is love anyway? Or someone I said I care about? If you not like me, you don't feel like my thing. So if you not like me, you don't feel like my child. Now wait till I believe be that. If you not like my child, so you don't feel like me. So you can't claim you love me and hate my baby. You can't claim you love me and disrespect my husband. So you can't also claim you love a man and disrespect his mother. Now she don't go. And they are now living in regret. Regret for what? And now you want to do a very big, very massive word. I tell them, say, the cows want one kiss, she want you for inside. The answer is no. Why am I saying this? Please, you that is watching me, I know some families can be so bad and terrible, but you don't have to. You know, they don't see shuku may you go open eye shuka enter. Say because say Edo God Queen say you must live at peace with everybody. Don't be what I mean. You can live at peace with people from a distance. Still do your role, normal role. When we say if you dey jolly well with the person, you do normal. You can still do it from afar. You might not be so close. You might not be so close with your family. You can still help them from afar. They don't need to know your moves or whatever you are planning, your next move or whatsoever. They don't need to come and live with you, but you can do the necessary thing that you ought to do, even assuming you were really at peace, like in a happy space with them. You can still do that. Again, forgive them for your own peace. Imagine the guilt they are living with now. For how long they want, that's forever guilt, oh, as far as I'm concerned. Anytime they remember, they will live in regret. And that's not what you want, isn't it? I don't want that for myself. I don't want that. That's so sad. It's really sad. And that's so much torture for me to incur upon myself. No. So I just thought to share. Thank you guys for watching. Like my video. Thank you. I love you.